Hello, family. Coach Kenneth here. You know, nearly half of all the Americans, when I say Americans, I mean people in the United States, are taking at least one pharmaceutical medication every single day. And within that percentage of people, they're taking 5 or more pharmaceutical medications. That's about 60% or higher of the United States American citizens taking medications every single day. And that number includes men, women, and children. Now, I'm 57 years young, 100% healthy, never been on any meds. And this is how I do it. And this is how I did it. I believe and I know that food is the most powerful medication that we'll ever have access to. And that what we feed our bodies every single day makes a huge impact. See, I grew up in South Carolina on a farm, ate a bunch of meat, pigs, chicken, beef, ham, turkey, wild game, deer, you name it. We had everything. And for 43 years of my life, I had very bad allergies. I had food allergies. I was allergic to peas and beans. I had very bad hay fever. And these things lasted for a long period of time. And when God changed my diet to a raw whole food plant-based diet or a raw vegan diet, all these things just disappeared. Now, I wasn't looking for any health thing to come out of this. I was just looking for a better way of eating. And by adopting this lifestyle, all of those issues I suffered with, as long as I've been living, went away. And I noticed it about 3 months in. I walked outside one day and there was pollen all over the ground. We live in Florida. And I should have been sneezing. I should have been reacting, had some type of reaction, but I wasn't sneezing. My throat wasn't itching. My eyes wasn't watery. And I asked myself, what's going on here? And I thought about it for a second. I said, wow, okay, I changed my diet to this plant-based, to this vegan thing. And then I wondered if this vegan thing also affected the food allergy. And make a long story short, it did. The food allergies I had as long as I could remember, for 40 plus years of my life, I no longer had. Now those same foods that would send me to the hospital, send me off to the races, I can now enjoy at my leisure every single day. Because the underlying problem was an unhealthy gut. See, when you have an unhealthy gut, you can pretty much birth any type of disease. You've got 2 brains. This brain up top, and you know if something happens to this brain, you're going to have some problems inside the body. But not many people realize that the gut is a second brain. And by having disrupted unhealthy gut flora, unhealthy gut bacteria, you can have this type of disruptions in your body as well. You can literally birth autoimmune diseases. You can birth food allergies. You can birth hay fever. It stems from the gut. So when God changed my diet to raw whole food or raw vegan almost 13 years ago, my gut healed. And as a result, that's why I no longer had the food allergies. That's why I no longer had the hay fever. That's not why I no longer got headaches. That's why I no longer had aches and pains in my joints and my ankles. And so for the last almost 13 years, I've been whole food plant-based. Never been on any medication. Don't take any aspirins for headaches or anything of that nature. Don't get headaches. Fully energetic, fully energized. Don't get colds. Don't get the flu. So when I go to a store and I make a purchase sometimes, and they ask me, would you like to apply for a credit card? And I say, no, thank you, I already have one. They ask me, well, how do you purchase your medications? I said, I don't take any meds. They're like, what? You're not on any meds? I say, no. Not even a blood pressure med? No. And they find that thoroughly amazing and fascinating that I'm not taking any medication. Because, as I mentioned earlier, nearly half of the United States population, according to statistics and the CDC, are taking at least one pharmaceutical medication. Especially people in the 40s and above. So, when a person is not on any medications, it's an oddity. That's very odd. So if you want to get off of medication If you're sick and tired of taking pills every single day, you want to get your life back, then start adopting a whole food plant-based diet or a raw vegan diet. Now, you don't have to go all in. You don't have to just go cold turkey unless you want to go cold turkey. But start minimizing the amount of meats, the fried foods, and the processed foods that you eat every single day. And start adding more fresh, watery fruit and vegetables to your diet. And you'll see, in as fast as 30 days or less, you'll start to feel more energetic, a lot healthier. You'll sleep better. You'll look better. You'll start to lose weight by default if you have to lose weight. But most importantly, you will have taken control of your own health. And as you progressively do that every single day, month in, month out, you'll be able to peel and wean off those medications. You can peel away that unhealthiness and get your life back. 57 years young, I thank God that the decision was made almost 13 years ago, and that I'm able to live life on my own terms. And you should be able to do exactly the same thing. And you can start right now today. So with that said, thanks for watching. The President of God in me blesses the President of God in you. Keep winning. I'll talk to you soon.